Welcome to AdTalkOC, where we spotlight the boldest creative minds in Orange County. Today we sit down with Matt and Gabe from Colorblind, the agency pushing boundaries, building unforgettable brands, and proving creativity should never look the same twice.
Welcome to AdTalkOC. This is the show where we sit down with creatives from all across Orange County. We don't just talk about advertising. We talk about communications, public relations, graphic design, writing, all kinds of different things. And today I'm sitting here with two people, creative directors from Colorblind. It's a creative agency in Irvine. We have Matt Tretton and Gabe Yeh. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So Colorblind, talk to me a little bit about how you guys got started back in 2007. How did you come together?
Yeah, Gabe was doing graphic design through college. Gabe and I actually did graphic design in high school together. We had like a regional occupational program. Have you heard of those?
Yes, love it.
It's like at our school, they had it for that and for like mechanics. So like if you want to be a car mechanic or a graphic designer, you take this 4-year like course. It's like 2 hours a day, 4 years. And then at the end, they give you a little certificate and they say, you can go get a job now, you know? And so we did that. But then like after high school, we just both decided to go to college. So I went to UC San Diego and I actually did engineering. And then Gabe did film.
I went to Long Beach, did film. And I did like freelance graphic design when I was in school. And then we both graduated and I had like, I don't know, I was working for like 1 or 2 people, like not a ton. But one of the guys I was working with was starting like it was like a WeWork before WeWork existed. And I was talking to Matt and
we were working together through college. Like we were like just trying to find people that need logos or whose mom started a new business or something, you know? And so we were like doing like low level graphic design for like anybody that would let us, you know?
That's how it starts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so we got this, we took a little space in this, you know, shared office space. And the people that moved in next door to us they were a few years older than us, not by a lot, but a little bit. And they did automotive PR. And basically, like, we're not really car people and we're definitely not motorcycle people. But we started making a bunch of car photo shoots and video shoots and stuff like that. And fast forward, and now that's all we do.
So we need to talk about something that we kind of glossed over. Film to advertising production, that all makes sense to most people, right? You were an engineer.
So I took this 4-year program, which was like, do you want to be a graphic designer when you graduate high school? And I was like, I do. I want to be a graphic designer. So I took this course. We both took it. But then at the end of the 4 years, it was like, should I really go to Long Beach to do like graphic design? I feel like I just did that for 4 years, you know? So I just didn't think there was like the value in doing graphic design. And so I don't know, I was like just a little worried about the pay scale of graphic designers versus other jobs or whatever. So I did the engineer route. And then during college, the whole time we were doing graphic design together. And that's like what I enjoyed. And then I got one like real job after college. I was like an engineer in like this like warehouse where they made like fish tank filtration systems, you know? And I was just like, dude, this is like the worst job I've ever had. So I was like, the whole time I was there, I was like, let's figure out how I could quit this job and just do graphic design full time. And so we were like, the whole time we were like trying to figure out like how to get more clients, how to get more money, you know? And so when it got the right point, I was only there for like 5-6 months, you know? And then I quit that job and we had enough clients to kind of pay some bills. And so then it like took off from there and we were doing graphic design for a few years. And then he had done film through college. So his interest was like photography and film. And so the graphic design just kind of like slowly morphed into more photography, video.
Love it. Isn't it interesting how you can, of course, learn from a job about how to do that job, but you can also learn what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is not for me.
If I had gotten like a cooler, like, cause some of my buddies out of UC San Diego were like, one of the guys got a job at like Liquid Force, which is like a wakeboard company. I grew up wakeboarding. I was like, dude, let me get a job there, you know? And I feel like if I would have had like one of the cooler jobs, I don't know if I probably would have stuck around, you know? But I had the fish tank filtration system like design job. And I was like, this is terrible.
Well, things work out for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned you went to high school together. Where was that?
In Lompoc. Yeah, like north of Santa Barbara. We just tell people near Santa Barbara.
But I've heard of it. A lot of people have heard of it, right?
The Air Force base up there, and they launch all the SpaceX launches all their rockets there. That's like what they're known for now.
Okay.
There's like launches like weekly, daily sometimes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we talked about graphic design and advertising, production, all that. Being creative, being a creative is one thing, but then you have to run a business, a successful business. How did you guys know how to do it? You got a little sampling, right? Was you in college and everything.
Yeah.
But how did you know that you could actually make a living at it?
You know, we just taught ourselves how to run the business. We're working on that. We've done this for almost 19 years. So
That side of things is probably still not our strong suit.
Yeah, we're still learning that part. I would say when I was freelancing in college, I was doing like okay, and I was like, you know, I could like pay some bills and whatever, buy sneakers and stuff. And coming out of school, I never really wanted to like apply for a job. I had friends that were getting jobs, and some of them would say like, hey, do you want to go work for Def Jam or whatever? But I just thought like, I'm doing okay going to school and doing this. So it's like, why don't I try to do this outside of school and, you know, see what we can do. I never, like, my dad was an artist, so I never saw my dad go to work ever. He just would like draw books and pay murals and travel and things. So I think for me, it was a little bit like, it wasn't strange to me to just be like, well, let's see what happens. And, you know.
Right. And I wanted to ask you, how supportive were your parents when you told them that you wanted to go into this creative field that some parents may not be too supportive of?
Yeah, my mom didn't care one way or the other. She kind of questioned like if I like what you're gonna go to Long Beach and do graphic design, like didn't you do that? And I was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll apply some other places, you know. So I just applied a bunch of places, but yeah, she was supportive either way. She didn't care.
That's awesome. So creative director, you both share that same title, right? But I'm sure that you each have something that you specialize in. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I'm more like the button pusher, you know, like I hold the camera and kind of decide a little more on like the lighting and stuff, like more technical stuff like that. And then Gabe's more like big picture, bringing business, and director when we're on sets.
Great. And you travel all over the place. Tell me some of the places you've gone.
Yeah, we've gone to all over Europe, Costa Rica, Japan. We went to New Zealand last year. Yeah. And then we travel like across the country quite frequently. And like I was saying,
go to Dallas a lot. The Toyota Lexus headquarters is out of Dallas, so we go there a bunch.
So we have like an office now this is built up over years, but basically as we, kept doing this, we worked out of our house for a while. We were in an office space. We were in every situation you could think of, we've been in that office. But now we have like a team of like 10 or 12 people. So the younger guys on the team travel all the time. And then we kind of bounce in and, kind of come in for a couple of days, like oversee things. So yeah, we get to travel, but we also sort of like can manage it now because it can be a lot.
Definitely. Teamwork is the best, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're very selective when you hire a crew and your staff. What are some of the things you're looking for? If someone's watching this and they want to work with you or for you, what are you looking for?
Vibes, like good vibes. Yeah. Everything else is like just attitude.
Try to mesh well on set for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can teach them things, right? People can learn.
And most people already know, and not like if you wanted to do something on set, I'm sure you already have an interest in whatever that role was that you're interested in, So most people seem to already know enough to like give them a little guidance, and I think, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And you're working long hours, right? Sometimes very early, overnights, all that stuff. So you do have to have someone with the right attitude,
exactly.
The energy, someone who really wants to be there and work with you guys.
Yeah. We filmed the 25 hours of Thunder Hill one time. That was like it's like a 30-hour shoot basically, because you start a couple hours before and end a couple hours after, but it's a race up in Northern California.
Oh my gosh.
The guys race for 25 straight hours.
And so did you sleep a little in between, or it's just straight? Okay.
Yeah, just film for 30 hours straight.
Wow.
Yeah, and we had a good crew, and like all the guys, that's where it's like the vibe is more important than the skill on that one,
Right.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the shoot, was the shooting getting a little wobbly?
It got
dozing off.
It was like raining. It was like 40 degrees and raining off and on, and that one was a wild one.
That's insane. That sounds awesome. So when you're starting a company, what was your main goal?
I think I mean, it's like whatever, like the hierarchy of needs. It's like, okay, make some money. But I think the goals were like travel, work with athletes and like celebrities, and work for like brands that we like really think were cool.
Yeah, I think when we were younger, it was more about like, telling people like, hey, we worked with this brand. Like Nike hired us to do a shoot. They're like, Nike hired you guys? So it's like, we're a little bit more like looking for an overlap between our own interests and things that other people would be like, that's cool,
Right. So
like
back in the day, you're like, that's a big deal.
Yeah, especially when you're younger, it's like you're trying to like tell people that you're doing something that seems successful,
Exactly. Kind of prove yourself.
Yeah.
But almost 20 years in, you've certainly proven yourself.
Yeah.
And you've worked with people, huge people, Kobe Bryant, Martha Stewart, Tiger Woods, Taylor Swift, all these people, Post Malone. So people watching might think, oh, that's so cool, working with celebrities and pro athletes, which can be very cool, but it can also be very difficult. They have a lot of demands. Can you talk to me about one amazing experience, and you can name names, and maybe an experience that was pretty tough, and you don't have to name names for that one?
The Martha Stewart one was really cool. I thought that was one of my favorites. She was super nice, very friendly, made everybody like muffins and let Gabe and I tour her house and like made everybody like fancy drinks and coffee and
the Martha Stewart way,
like
I guess.
Exactly like the Martha Stewart you would think.
Right. I actually watched the behind the scenes video on your Instagram.
Nice.
So cool. You were on the entire property.
Yeah. We came in a day early, and her like chief of staff gave us a tour, which was really cool. Yeah.
And the dogs.
She's got a bunch of dogs, big old property. Had the fake kitchen inside her house. Like, I think they built that during COVID, I think he said, so that she could keep doing shows or whatever. But it was just like a studio like this size inside her, like, with a kitchen or whatever.
Right. So amazing.
Rogue Collective is a playground for creatives with room to create, collaborate, work, and play. Members have access to our collaborative workspace, our podcast studio, creative and community-based events, conference rooms, call booths, yard games, photo video studio, and just like a ton more. And with memberships starting out at just $99 a month, there's like no good reason that you're not already here. But I'm going to give you one. Right now, you can try it out for a week for free. So visit roguecollective.com to learn more, or just come on by. That's roguecollective.com for more info. Rogue Collective, a playground for creatives like you.
I did want to talk a little bit about Kobe Bryant, because you had the opportunity in 2019 to shoot something really wonderful with him.
Yeah.
And then sadly at the beginning of 2020, he passed away. And that death really hit Orange County hard because all the families were from here.
Yeah.
Is there some inspiration that you took away from Kobe that you'd like to share?
Yeah. We've been big fans of Kobe forever. We used to do, when we were in college, we bought a website called Represent Kobe.
Oh, you did?
.com.
Wow.
And we made shirts, and we would just go make like funny little videos, like trying to be like, get like viral type videos or whatever. But we had a buddy in college that was like a comedic actor or whatever. And so he was just like one of the funniest guys we knew. So we would just go around LA and like just make little YouTube type videos and stuff. But the whole premise was like based around like just supporting Kobe. So my dog's name was Mamba.
Oh, really?
So we were like big Kobe fans. That was like a big one. We were like chasing that client, like trying to figure out like, how could we ever work for Kobe? And so that was like a 5-year strategy plan, all that kind of came to life.
And you did it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, when we filmed Kobe, it was one of these things that was like completely secretive, like no phones, they didn't allow agents or friends or anybody in. It was like very secure. And he basically brought Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Kyrie Irving, Jamal Murray, like all the best players. We went to his gym. And because there was no phones and it was all like insulated, everybody just acted as themselves, which was pretty crazy. And they did stuff on the court for 2 days, but he also Kobe brought everyone into like a room with a whiteboard and just did Q&A, diagrammed plays. And it was pretty crazy because in that environment, everybody's just being themselves. It's not like they're on television. And we were like the only film crew in there. And so it was like pretty surreal. He also like, Kobe would tell stories about like, when I talked to Michael Jordan, he would say, so he told a story that like at some point in his career, they had dinner together and he was complaining to Michael about Dwight Howard and everybody on his team and what they weren't doing, and Andrew Bynum. And Michael Jordan said, like, look, I don't want to hear like how rough the waters are. Just bring in the fucking boats. I don't want to hear it. He's like, you don't think that I had, and Kobe Bryant kind of like let that sink in with everybody, because everybody there was trying to figure out how to get to the next level and win the championship, whatever. And he was like, I don't want to hear you fucking complain. Like, you're just going to figure out, you're either going to do it or you're not. And I was like, oh, that was like pretty crazy, because it's a good quote. And also it's like told from Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant to us. So it was like, oh, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that sounds like Michael Jordan. I watched the Last Dance documentary.
Yeah,
you see that? Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
So one thing I really love, your website now, not the Represent Kobe, but it's staycolorblind.com.
Yeah, which is, man, that is a tough one for us. We went through so many URLs and email addresses trying to like get, because colorblind.com, we tried to get it, like it was 30 grand 10 years ago whenever we bought it. And so we're like, I don't think we're going to pay 30 grand for a URL, you know?
No.
And so
every like few years, Matt sends it in.
I go, hey, look, this one's available. It's only $5 grand. There's colorblind.co. I think we should take it, you know? It was actually probably my fault more than anything that we have Stay Colorblind, but we were just looking for one. We wanted wearecolorblind.com. That was taken. Colorblind Orange County, that was taken. Colorblind Films taken. Colorblind Productions taken. Like all the ones that you would think, just add a word in it, then that'll be okay for URL. And so we were closest to trying to get We Are Colorblind, and that would have been good. But then we went with Stay Colorblind. And now the only downfall, the only reason I don't like it is that everybody says that's how they refer to the whole company, Stay Colorblind. So all the emails, hey, the Stay Colorblind crew is going to come in. And I'm like, it's just colorblind. It's just colorblind. The Stay is because I couldn't get the fucking URL I wanted, and they wanted 30 grand. So,
well, see, that's interesting, because my question was actually Stay Colorblind. I like that, because
I liked it for a URL. I just didn't like it for the whole everything. Everybody, that's how everybody refers to us now. And I'm like, well, that's just the URL, everybody. That's not the whole name, you know? Right.
And I get that. But what I was going for is I thought that was your mission. That was part of your mission statement, to stay colorblind.
Yeah.
Be colorblind, stay colorblind.
That was like kind of the idea on the name, but I don't know why it bugs me that's how, because even if we had gone, I feel like if we had gone like with We Are Colorblind or something like that, then no one would say, hey, this is Matt from the We Are Colorblind crew. And I'm like, no, it's just colorblind.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, that one bugs me. But we're going to switch it. You look out. We'll switch the URL here soon.
Well,
we'll get a redirect going.
I was just thinking it was part of your mission. Maybe you just turn it into your mission and then you're good. You just keep it how it is.
That's a positive. I like the positive spin on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm like partially colorblind, like not a lot, like red.
It's pretty bad.
Guys,
have you ever done?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah. And most of the guys in our office are, whether they knew it or not.
Have you ever done a colorblind test online where you can go on websites and they put boxes from green to blue, basically green, yellow, orange, red, pink, blue, and they're all jumbled, and you put them in order based on like, this one's the green one. Now what's the next green one? What's the next? And it slowly changes. And
it's hard. There's a bunch. There's
okay.
Like
this dude can't. He is just moving his eyes.
There's a couple of them that I'm off.
He can't get any of them.
Well, I like your orange shirt, by the way, and your red shirt is just top notch. Growing up, are there commercials or advertising campaigns that stayed with you? Ones that you remember?
Called the Nike commercials.
The Nike, yeah.
Yeah, we reference Nike a lot. I like the Nike basketball stuff. There's a LeBron James commercial from like 10 years ago. We still reference that one like every day. Like that's how we like when we're going to have a shoot. Like, oh, do you want to do it? What style you want to do? You want to do like that LeBron commercial? And it's like from the guys in our office, like, what's the LeBron commercial? It was like 12 years ago, but it's still pretty relevant. You know?
Right. Well, and back in the day, people pretty much watched all the commercials.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different now. You know?
Yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit about that because here in Orange County, it's not really an advertising hub, although there was an article in the Orange County Business Journal in 2025 saying that advertising is going up 4.1% in Orange County. So how is that affecting your business, and what do you see as the future here in Orange County when it comes to advertising?
That's a good question. I mean, I think overall, it's like when we started, like I said, it's almost 19 years ago, people that were making commercials had like, a 50-person crew and like 10 trucks. And we showed up with like a camera, and for better or worse, whatever, like things have just kind of shifted in an entirely different way. We're like, almost nobody is bringing a 50-person crew anymore. And we kind of came in the middle and we're like, okay, what if we could bring 8 or 12 people, but do the job of 20? So everybody that's on our set is doing like at least 3 jobs. And it's worked out. There's been this like middle ground of brands like Nike, Amex, Lexus, who want something that looks great. And thanks to technology and a bunch of other things, like it's now possible to be done by 8 of us. But I think like in terms of like, I mean, I don't think about it in terms of just Orange County. I think like we're close enough to LA. And it's like the people that eventually who you want to be, everybody needs content now because of, social media. And if you get pretty good at it, they'll fly you out anywhere. So I just think about it as like, we have a lot of friends in LA who get affected by like the film industry and TV and all that stuff. We are sort of like insulated from that. Everybody needs content. This is a great place to do it because you're surrounded by people that have cameras and lenses and are into it. There's great locations, there's great weather. So I think like, to me, like I don't think you're limited. If you want to make content around here, like you have all the resources and no excuses.
Right. And when you're creating content, you're telling stories. Is there something about storytelling, maybe one thing that you think is so important that you always have to think about when you're about to go shoot?
Gabe's role is more like the storytelling side of things. And so that is that's something that he's put a lot more time into. My role has been more like lighting and technical side of stuff, but
I think you're like, I think about it, even from we run some social media accounts. We have like a social media team in our office.
The Harley Davidson, they have like a fake garage in our office in the back of our warehouse. So we run a bunch of their like stand-up videos where they're like selling oil filters and stuff like that,
I think with most content, especially for like, look, like all of our attention spans are fried and we're only going to watch something for less than a second. I think that we're trying to make content that is interesting, surprising, and like distinctly like human. So like I tell, some of the people that work with us on the team, if they're going to go cover an event or profile a store or whatever, it's like, it has to surprise me. Like, don't make the thing that Sora could just generate. Sora's is going to be better lit. The person's going to be prettier. They're going to like speak better, everything. So don't make that. I want you to say, hey, I'm selling, this bakery, but then like ice cream fell on my shoe and I had to go to the emergency room. Like, I need to be surprised. It needs to take a left turn. It needs a hook. It needs to be like something that only a human with like some twisted sense of humor or imagination or whatever would make. Everything else that's like straightforward, you might as well just like give it to AI. So I kind of think that in the next few years, we're going to see things that are more idiosyncratic and less like we all were trying to chase like the perfect looking person with a sunset in the background saying the thing about the product. Well, all right, now we got there. So now it's like, where do we go next? It's not going to get any more perfect looking. So now it has to be more interesting for one reason or another.
AdTalkOC is proudly brought to you by IG1 Communications and the American Advertising Federation of Orange County, the community where marketers, creatives, and advertisers come together to learn, connect, and grow. If you're looking to level up your skills, expand your network, or stay ahead of what's happening in the industry, AAFOC has you covered with workshops, speaker events, and exclusive member opportunities all year long. Join the community that's shaping the future of marketing in Orange County. Visit aaforangecounty.com to learn more and get involved.
And you mentioned AI, which is obviously affecting just about every field right now. And there's always changes in no matter what field you're in. What is the biggest challenge for you right now? Would you say it's AI or something else?
I think right now AI is still just a tool that like the creative industry will use. I haven't seen that it's like I don't see it taking it today or tomorrow, but like Eventually, I'm sure it will, but at the moment, it seems to be a tool. Like if you are in the creative industry, you now have this tool that will help you do things better, faster, easier, whatever. But just having things like built into Photoshop or Adobe is just like all the AI stuff that's built in. It's like you still have to be using the Adobe platform or whatever platform you're using to like take advantage of all the AI stuff that's out. If it's like, I don't think people that are like totally outside of the creative industry are just going to start like doing AI Adobe Photoshop just because it's easier.
Right.
Yeah.
Won't look as good, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What makes Colorblind unique?
I mean, I think the fact that we've been doing this so long, I mean, as you guys probably know, it's like everybody that does this for a long time, you get acquired, you merge, you sell yourself to somebody else, whatever. And, you know, we retained ownership of the whole thing. We do it ourselves. We've been able to like, you know, and chase our interests, whatever that was, whether it's like working with UFC fighters or NBA players or brands that we like. So I will say, like, doing it this long, like, there's nobody. We're very unique. We're not chasing the exact same things that everybody else is, and because we started from just the two of us, and we've done any part of the ecosystem, we're just way more flexible, right? So if like Nike calls and they want to do something, I don't care what the budget is, I don't care what the parameters are, I'll just bring the tools to get the job done the way my vision is. And if that means we break even or we lose money or whatever, well, that's okay, because we can take that product and then go flip it and go show other people and grow the business. So we're like willing to reinvest in ourselves at a level that, you know, probably other people couldn't stomach.
Love it. So we have a lot of students and young people watching and listening to this podcast. What advice could you give them about breaking into the industry? And then once they get there, how do they succeed?
I think when we were young, the number one thing we did was just like try to do work for free, basically, or for cheap. I think because there was a lot of people giving us advice like, hey, you have to have your own self-worth and you have to like know what your cost is, and you have to, and I think we did like the opposite of that. We got like really good work and then we showed it to everybody, as opposed to like demanding 10 grand for this photo shoot because I know my self-worth. And it's just like when we're starting out, it's like just go do something fun and like enjoy it and walk away with something that you're like proud of, that you show everybody. And then when you show people that, they'll say, wow, you're actually really good at it, I'll hire you. And so we were in the mindset that like, let's just go make good stuff for 5 years and then see where it goes after that, as opposed to like demanding what the going rate is for that type of shoot. And like, we just left the money on the side for a little bit. So I would say, at least if you can afford it, just get good work, like go do projects that you're happy to do and like that you want to do, and be willing to do them for whatever cost, you know.
Smart. Build your portfolio.
Yeah.
Have your samples and get work from that.
Yeah. I went to a Chapman mentor event recently, and they sit you with a bunch of kids and you kind of say the same thing over and over and over. And,
this was the AAFOC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was ours.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, it was really, I met like some really cool kids, and I was telling them, I'm like, look, I know that you guys are, I'm telling them like, you know, to be very honest, and probably no one tells them this, I'm like, no one cares about you guys. Like, no one cares, I'm sorry. But like, and they won't tell you this, but like, if you come in to interview, like, let's say in my office, it's like, what I care about, number one, is how can you make my life easier so that I can like go home and spend time with my son? If you can be of such value that like, you're making my life easier, you're like solving problems for me, solving headaches, like actually providing a value, that's great. Then you're gonna have a long career here, you're gonna work with us for years, and then eventually I will care about you and I'll be invested in like you getting everything that you want. But people come in and they're like, well, I want to direct the commercials myself and I want to do this and da-da-da. And it's like, okay, that's great. I love that for you, but that's not why I'm gonna hire you. So people that come in and they have done a ton of research on like wherever they're trying to apply, and they're thinking about how to make their boss's life better, how to solve a problem for them and provide a value. That's the best thing you can do when you're fresh out of school or young or whatever. And then it will work the other way. Like, you can't skip those steps. So it's like, no one tells you that, but it's like, don't come in to the interview and talk about all your side hustles and the cool things you want to do. That's great. We'll get to that point, you know? It's like, come in and be like, hey, I looked through all your stuff. I realized what you're super into. Here's 3 ideas for like how I can make your life easier. Okay, cool. Like now you might have a spot here. And if you keep that attitude, like you'll stay for a long time. I think like that's what that's like the real thing that people are looking for.
Great advice. For people who might be considering becoming a member of AAFOC, why would you tell them they should?
Well, I think like you guys have great events, and just like the networking, just like being able to like be around. I think like there is a great network around Orange County, and once you meet these people and run into them at events and exchange information and stuff, those are the people that are going to get you put on a gig or get you an internship or get you a job or whatever. And so I think that's something that Orange County is really lucky to have, like a lot of the meetups, podcasts, mentor events, things like that, I know that doesn't exist everywhere. And in a place like here where there's so many big companies and creative departments and agencies, like that's really nice.
I think like the who is like such a strong, that's like been a big part of ours too. Like we've met people like when they were lower level marketing at one company, and then they'll transfer and get a promotion at a different company or just move up in their own company. And so having like relationships with people has been like way stronger than like how good is your work. That they typically, the people that like companies we worked with, they seem to pick everybody. I mean, once you get to a certain level of quality, it's like they'll just pick the company that they want to like hang out with on set or go to dinner with after the shoot's over. And like, so having like relationships with people seems to be like the strongest like path to success. So like just meeting everybody at these events and stuff like that would be good. Yeah,
definitely. Networking is key.
Exactly.
It really is. So when I was looking at your work on your website and on Instagram and everything, a few one-word adjectives kept popping in my mind. I'll go through them quickly. Fast, cool, chic, hip, snappy, punchy, eye-catching, fun, funny. You agree with all that?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the really wonderful things that AAFOC does is we have the AAF Awards, and you guys won the Best in Show for Venom. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it was a video we shot it was with HJC with Sony, and to promote the HJC helmet had like partnered with Sony on their it was like the Venom The Last Dance movie that was coming out. And so HJC creates all these helmets that have like characters from different movies. They get like license rights for that. And so they came out with, originally they had the Venom 1 helmet, and that one was like the #1 selling helmet of all time, I guess. And so, like the character helmets. And so then when the Venom Last Dance movie was coming out, they wanted to do like something a little bit bigger than what we would normally do for them. And so, yeah, we like all brainstormed and put together like some a little bit more out there ideas to try to put together like a promo video commercial for Venom and HAC and Sony to promote the Venom movie and the Venom helmet that they were coming out with.
They gave us the movie trailer, and then we put together an idea that's like, how can we grab footage that kind of tells a story that goes with the movie trailer?
Yeah, so they just left it up to us. They didn't care they had no suggestions or anything, but they said, here's the footage you can use from the movie Venom The Last Dance. And so we like worked a storyboard based on what footage we had to use and kind of like shot something that felt like when you watch it, it kind of feels like maybe it's just one movie trailer. Mm-hmm. That was like the theme there was like, it wouldn't feel like two things going on, like trailer footage and then our footage was supposed to feel very seamless. And so, we did a bunch of stuff. We used some of their footage, and like, there's a scene in the Last Dance where there's like the or things are like floating or whatever those things are. I haven't actually seen the movie. And so we like removed them from their footage and put like helmets in there, and it just felt like, it felt like part of the movie, I guess.
How cool.
Yeah.
How did you feel? How proud were you of the finished product?
Yeah, very proud. Yeah, it was cool. It was, a little bit about behind the scenes. We shot at a warehouse in LA. We shot
in Vegas
on the Strip.
We shot on the Strip at like 3:30 in the morning, trying to find like the least traffic time.
That was
which is
like,
wild that there is no least. I was like, it's 3:30, and I'm like, it didn't get any better than 6 p.m. when we scouted. Like, it is just bumper to bumper the whole time. But
never sleeps.
Matt found a animal wrangler.
I did. I tried to get. There was a lady that does. You can get a rattlesnake. She'll come with a rattlesnake, and she'll let you do photo video of it.
We wanted a shot. Matt put the camera on the road.
We couldn't get it to work in Vegas.
We want the animal in the foreground, and then the motorcycle speeds by. So
we tried to get a rattlesnake. So there'd be a rattlesnake in the shot, and then the motorcycle drives by like on cue or whatever. And the lady, we couldn't make the timing work because the shoot got shifted around. So I found a tarantula guy. So we brought a tarantula guy out. He puts the tarantula on the ground, and then we just send the motorcycle through over times. And then he says, "I think she's getting a little stressed out. I think that's enough." All right, we got it. We can move on.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Stressed out tarantulas and rattlesnakes.
Yeah, he said the tarantula was getting a little stressed out. Yeah, so.
Well, congratulations.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
So now we're going to do a lightning round, and I will ask each of you, I'll go back and forth. Try to give a one word, could be a couple words, for the answer real quick, and we'll just zip through it, okay? If you didn't work in advertising, what job would you have?
Probably engineer, depressingly, but.
DJ.
Disc jockey?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
DJ.
You mean radio disc jockey or?
No, parties.
Okay, all right.
He plays the same 6 songs every day in the office.
Yeah, work it out.
Next time we chat with you, we'll go into those. If you could do a TED Talk on a specific topic, what would it be, Gabe?
TED Talk. I'll tell you this. When you're on a plane, they need to make everyone close their window shades. We're trying to sleep on there.
We'll talk all about that.
That's what we'll talk.
I agree with you.
That's it.
Go for it, Matt.
Surfboard shaping.
Okay, very good.
I can do it. I used to shape boards back in the day.
Awesome.
I thought that was for a minute. I thought I was going to do that too, but the money's not so good in that industry.
I've heard that actually. It's cool though. Okay, best quality about your business partner.
Very driven.
Problem solver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
We FaceTime Matt when something breaks. I think that's what people don't realize. Is they're like, oh, yeah, this engineering degree. That thing comes in handy.
I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. We talked a little bit about the trips you've gone on. Dream trip you want to go on, Gabe? For work or personal?
I want to go to the Bahamas. I've never been.
Awesome. You?
I don't know. I'd probably like a surf trip somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like the standing waves are getting popular, like the man-made waves. Kelly Slater has one. If somebody could get me in there.
Yeah, he has one in Fresno, I think.
Yeah, near there, yeah. California City or something like that.
Okay.
Or somewhere up there. I actually
Very cool. Favorite band or musical performer?
You go, Gabe.
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd. Okay.
Yeah. I bring Matt to a lot of concerts.
I do.
I buy the tickets. Yeah. We buy his 4. Our wives go. Yeah. Matt's been to a bunch of concerts.
I couldn't even name them all. Post Malone is pretty good.
Okay.
Post Malone
and you
concert.
worked with him, so that's cool. Okay, for the rest of these are all in Orange County, okay? We'll zip through them really quickly. Mexican restaurant in OC.
Javier's, we go there a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right by our office.
Oh, the one in Spectrum?
Yeah.
Javier's.
Same answer. Okay, Italian restaurant, Gabe?
There you go.
I like Uspi, the one on 17th.
Oh, Ospi.
Yeah, that
delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite Italian restaurant. I'm not sure Italian's not really my favorite.
Italian food and Mexican food and one other, and they just switch back.
Amusement park, you both have kids?
Oh yeah, we're Disneyland people.
I'm not my kids don't love Disneyland, which is good, so I don't have to take them too often. We do the water park in Irvine.
Sure,
yeah.
Of course. This is the last one, happy hour.
Probably going back to Javier's.
Okay.
Yeah. It's right there. It's so close to the office.
Do you ever go to the Crystal Cove one?
Yeah, we've been.
Okay.
Yeah, we shot the grand opening actually, or like with a reopening or whatever it was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Javier's. I mean, you can't beat it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I think this was a happy hour for me, minus the alcohol. This was a ton of fun. I love talking to you guys. Hopefully we can chat again sometime.
Yeah.
Matt Trenton and Gabe Ye from Colorblind. And also, we're at Rogue Collective in Newport Beach, right near Costa Mesa. Have you guys been here before?
No, first time.
What do you think?
That's
Very
awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You can rent an office space. You can do podcasts. You can do various shooting. You can do events here, all kinds of things. They have these cool phone booths. You can do Zooms in there. It's sort of like a Superman thing.
Yeah.
It's very cool. So we do want to thank Rogue Collective for letting us shoot this here. Thanks again, Colorblind. You want to say it? StayColorblind.com.
Yeah, but look out for colorblind.com. It's coming soon. We're just going to gather the 30 grand.
30 grand.
Yeah.
Colorblind.tv.co.ca.
.uk.
There is a .net. That one is available, .net. We wavered on that one, but...
Big thanks to Gabe and Matt from Colorblind for their insights and energy. Keep creating boldly, Orange County. Mark your calendar for March 12th at Bowers Museum for the AAF Awards. Last year, Colorblind won Gold and Best in Show for HJC Venom 3. You won't want to miss this one. This podcast is brought to you by the American Advertising Federation of Orange County, or AAFOC, where we bring together marketers, creatives, and industry pros to share ideas and build community. If you would like to be featured as a guest on our show, shoot us an email. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. And follow us on Instagram at AAFOC.